everyone, welcome to the Sky Show. This is Dr. Roland.
Dr. Sashi.
It's been a long time since we had this show together.
Okay.
And today's topic is HARTAL Doctor Contract.
Yes, yang di mana from the 3rd until the 5th of
I think it's
April.
already over.
Yesterday over already.
I don't see any HARTAL actually.
I don't see any, I don't know how it has changed or anything like that. But then, as always kan, masa kita bincang, I was talking to Dr. Roland the other day and I was asking him a few questions. I was asking him, in his point of view, do you think this is going to change anything much? And there was also a town hall meeting kan dengan the minister or something like that.
Yes.
So
I think what happened from the 3rd to 5th of April, I didn't see that much of HARTAL, but the ministries jumped in straight to try to address until it went to the Prime Minister and it was actually debated in the cabinet where they will absorb
the 12,000
doctors in phases. But I think if you look at the whole story, there's two sides of this story, and that's what we need to discuss. So first thing I want to ask you is salary wise, do you think the government doctors are underpaid?
I would say kan, one thing is if the pay sama dengan masa dulu, it's the same as before.
How much did you get?
Around, when I left, I think around 4,500 to 5.
Yeah, I think around that. But you
Yeah.
start as a houseman, I remember 15 years ago, it's
Yeah.
about 2,400,
yeah.
400, and then plus your allowance critical and our house call, on call. Mungkin you can take about like 3,600 ringgit about that. I think maybe it should be more now, I hope.
But also you have to understand, sekarang the
Cost
of living has already risen.
Yes.
So kalau nak katakan, even if you have to do a calculation based on inflation rates and to see match that with what is going on right now, that is the only way to proceed.
Exactly.
And then I always say there is like a churning of new housemen coming in, MO, but then this transition nak pergi jadi specialist is drop. So the transition, that amount of queue coming in is huge, goes to become MOs eventually, and then from that dia nak jadi pergi specialist, it's like a whole different thing kan. You have to go to university, do postgraduate and all those. So this transition period, the waiting period is so much. So what happens is, they say there is a lot of doctors, but then there is a calculation to see, nak tahu berapa banyak specialist you're supposed to have for a certain amount of population. Now that one, I don't think we haven't hit that target yet. So what happens is stagnation dekat bahagian houseman dengan MO.
Okay.
So but then even if like that, I nak tanya, why are they still working longer hours or periods, which is like grueling hours and all those? I mean, I know 2 tahun ni ada pandemic and all those, lockdown and all those. So maybe they were needed a lot more, but I don't know how the working arrangement, the quality of life. So now people want to equate money, quality of life. So either one has to give. So kalau dulu tak ada, then it will be a problem.
So first thing, I think as you mentioned, since we're talking about that, is the salary wise. Okay, salary wise, of course we know memang underpaid, memang having very low salaries until the hours of on call 9 ringgit.
9 ringgit per hour.
I think on weekends is 9 ringgit per hour. So obviously when you are a MO, don't look at houseman, you look at you are an MO. And you have like one medical department or even worst case scenario surgical department. Let's just say you are in Taiping lah. 2 wards, male female wards, or maybe you even have an active passive kind of ward like big hospitals like HKR. But let's look at a smaller setting. You are technically having like 60 patients under your head if it's a full capacity. Hospital in Malaysia capacity is averaging about 85% to 90% every day. It's like a hotel. Check in, check out.
That's quite a high turnout, huh?
Average is about 85%.
Average is just 85%
a combination. Yes. Okay, so that leaves an MO, let's just say in a surgical department, to handle entries coming from emergency department into the wards. If they have to clear the traffic from emergency department right up to ward and handle emergency cases that comes in, and also the pending cases in the ward. So the duel is quite heavy, intense for 9 ringgit an hour.
Yes,
and you're expecting like one of the most top kind of service, surgical. We're not going to touch to the specialists or how much they paid. I feel they're so underpaid, but they're not making a lot of noise because the MOs are there to help them. Okay, but 9 ringgit, I think MMA suggested actually a 300% increase towards a 25 ringgit. That was something what they suggested. But no one addressed this issue yet. Everybody is just pushing it down the back burner, just don't talk about it first.
Setakat sekarang it's just absorption.
Yeah, so now the lowest hanging fruit now they have is, which are going to go, is the absorption. So they have 12,000 people who they can actually put into penempatan from contract to tetap. That means confirm post. Okay. The issue we have with the confirm post is now, are you a god, or you are, when you come out as a doctor, you immediately got a secure job? This is the big problem now. That I feel that every job doesn't matter. Whether you are an engineer or your post is still dispensable. And yes, we have a type of service like housemanship and everything. We go for training for 2 years, and once you come out, then you are free to move. But why is that now at the moment that, oh, you need to give me a job? Why is that so? Why do you think that?
I feel like, like a lot of them, when they finish their housemanship, they become MOs, they are in a certain department, they have aspirations, they want to become a cardiologist, surgeon, whatever, and all those. So, you see, you can't just ask people to like, oh, you bercita-cita lah, tapi duit you sikit je akan bayar. So that's going to take a toll on them. Like you said, the cost of living dah meningkat. So then how are you supposed to like they have their own
then
things as well.
Don't you think it's a system issue where like certain countries, if you want to go and do a specialization, you are allowed to go and do at your own cost.
Yes.
There's a lot of liberty.
Yes.
Where you're not locked down. What's happening at the moment is like, is there a priority given that, oh, you finish housemanship, you come in, we will absorb you automatically? That was in our scenario. In our scenario, 15 years ago, we all had secure jobs. We choose to quit. But there was a secure job they give you because the demand and supply is different. Today, because of so many private private universities, people going overseas, local universities are churning that much of product.
Yes, that's what I was telling you earlier.
Supply is a problem.
Supply for the end product is actually still demand, but the transmission, the conversion of the MOs to become specialists is a bit on the lower rate. So that leaves this MO, so when you go to private also now you see, the pay is not as what it used to be before. So which means that the product, like you said, is now overproduced. So the demand is dropping.
So but there is now a problem where they feel that still all hail and mighty that, oh, because I'm a doctor, I must get this kind of salary. But there's so many of them.
Yes, there's so many of
them. They said the government still feels a position like, fine, we'll give you the 12,000 posts in the next
2 years.
2 years to 2025. But what happens
after that?
Yeah, because does the government want to take the whole burden? I think the biggest picture at the moment is, does the government actually want the healthcare burden? My answer is the government doesn't want the healthcare burden because it's too cost. It's costing a lot. A lot of people now want pension. The current pension is almost like 21 billion every year they're paying for just pension. So can you imagine, a lot of people are not dying? Too bad. It's a fact. Cost of pension is becoming higher, and they don't want to pay. They want to be going to the concept of how private sector handles. We employ people by contract. You maybe have a golden handshake, or no, or the contract is done, it's done. Because they don't carry this weightage. Because if you retire at 60 and you die at 97 or even further, I still have to pay you another 37 years of
So that
pension.
means just burdening KKM with this is not fair. Probably JPA has to.
JPA don't want to be burdened.
I mean, they have to restructure back again, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be actually a really revamp because they know as healthcare cost is increasing, the professional cost is also a cost in the center. If B40s, M40s are going to go in and depend on the government healthcare system, the burden is going to be the waiting hours is going to be. Why do you think that we have 9:30 clinics now? That means people are using a lot of the service because it's 1 ringgit, 5 ringgit therapy.
That is a whole other topic that I want to talk about. It's 1 ringgit, 5 ringgit, still valid.
So you see, if you go on and just look at this, this HARTAL issue is actually opening a big can of worms to the biggest problem they have. We have had a system that creates sick people. We have poor policy to actually keep the people healthy, that they don't depend on the system so much, so we can custom make the amount of demand and supply that is needed. And another thing is, it's time for the doctors who feel that if there's no place here, they need to find other alternatives. They need to find different alternative careers or different places to look where the supply and demand is.
And also push factor towards different types of medicine that you can practice also.
Yep.
Right. So I think with that said, this is just a maybe nak katakan stopgap measure for a while, for the next 2 years.
It is, but it's not going to solve all the problems, because
just say stopgap.
Come back again. There's still going to be problems because, like what you said, when there is a lot coming in and they cannot absorb everybody, they're going to leave half of them out there. It's like almost like an interview. You cannot employ everybody you interview.
Yeah, because there was also a point where like when we graduated, we had job waiting for us, but now the waiting period to get into housemanship is like almost a year. So that already shows that the product is churned out faster.
And also another thing is, the people who are leaving is where they do the fill up. That means when people leave and when they retire, okay, there's a movement up the pyramid. Okay, the void down, okay, we can fill that up. So we can give, like, if 4,000 people are leaving, then 4,000 we can add in, we can set up into the system. But if you're going to just keep opening the gates in front, you need to also make sure have a lot of infrastructure and a lot of budget for that. That means that if you really want to go like a Scandinavian state where you only one doctor only sees like 10 patients a day, quality management, population with 25 million, very, very good quality of healthcare, is a different ball game.
I think that is some of the, like when you say you're going to take the policy of other countries to see, it is also good to see policies of countries which are like around macam kita punya population, to see how they do it. Like you said, it's not towards keeping the population healthy. Our old laws and rules needs to be changed to keep the population in a more, not burdening the system, like
long policy.
85% what do you call this, hospitalization, or hospital usage rate on an average is very high. So mungkin we have to revamp that part lah. Something to look at.
So build less hospitals when you have healthy people.
Any last words to aspiring doctors who are currently scared with all the issues that's going on, especially with the HARTAL and everything, right? Any inspiring words?
I think, like I said, right, this will be a push factor for you to go into other segments of medicine, like preventive, functional, regenerative, wound care, other segments of medicine that you can venture into. There's so many. Just look into all that. Everyone is like either leaving the government, going into a GP segment, or aesthetics. This is the other segment that they're looking at. But there are so many branches which are now developing, and it's new. And with the current internet era, you are not going to be left out. It's just that you do not put the questions out there, so you don't get the answers. But there are so many other segments in medicine that you can venture into.
It's like stigma lah. If you go through housemanship, you are an MO, and then you want to become a registrar, then you become a specialist. That seemed to be like the pathway that was designed, like 50, 60 years, and that is being changed now. See, we ourselves are an outbox position. We left the system, even though there was opportunities for us to do specialization in the system. You were in ortho, I was in ortho, then I went to admin, you went into hand microsurgery. So, but the experience there, you have chose that pathway. Yeah, you could have chose that pathway. I could have chose that pathway to be an orthopedic surgeon or something. There was an absolute possibility was there. Or even go into admin and stuff. That possibility is absolutely was there. But we felt that, look, we got to do something totally different.
Yeah,
and not just like leave and just become like GPs and evolve that itself.
Yeah.
So it's that thing that at the moment that I feel that to the young doctors at the moment, because they've been in that environment for like 2 years, 3 years. This is your when like, it's like your birth. You know, when you're going into the hospital, 2 years, you're grilled in this kind of position, and you feel like, oh, this is the only
pathway
way out.
Yeah.
And you don't get to interact. You don't get to see other doctors do things. Whether they're in pharma, whether they're in functional medicine, whether they're aesthetics or corporate or policy making. There's so many segments, but once they see that, then they feel, hey, how come I don't know about this? Yeah.
So I would say that when you are in the system, you won't be able to see out much. If you are, like you dare venture out and see what the world has to provide, there's so many more other avenues lah. So
jangan jadi katak dalam hospital.
I think that's the word. Katak bawa gelas, katak bawa hospital.
There's much more things to
out
actually
there.
explore there. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.